Welcome to the GRC Sports Show. I'm Austin Curtis.
I'm Brent Stevens.
I'm Hunter Osborne.
And today we have numerous topics with numerous co-hosts like Luke Schrock and Ann Rowe. But right now we're going to talk boys basketball. 27-5 record. Brent, tell us how they've been this year.
It's been a fantastic year for the Cards, who weren't expected to do much. 7th straight District 40 championship with a 17-point win over Montgomery County. I mean, it was an incredible game and a really nice way to end the regular season.
Good title to have going into region. 40th district champs. Bring home the 10th region.
Bopper Region Player of the Year, Hunter. Tell us about that.
Bopper is definitely a fantastic player. He's played a whole lot over the course of his career. He's got a lot of good minutes. Played on the state tournament team last year with his older brother Robbie, Vinny, Corey, Jalen, all those guys. So he knows how to play in a big game, and he's definitely deserving of the award. I didn't see another player that would have deserved it more than him.
I don't really think there's another player in the region who can dominate like Bopper can, though.
Mm-hmm.
Coach also got Coach of the Year for the region. Do you think that's deserving as well?
Definitely the best record in the region. No other team. He coached his team well. A lot of people didn't expect his team to do what they did this year, and they give him a lot of credit for that.
We were picked 7th by the Herald Leader to start the season. Picked 7th to finish the year out, and we ended up hopefully taking home first place. But I mean, just a spectacular year. I mean, for the team that just wasn't expected.
Speaking of region, first round is against Augusta Friday night. Brent, tell us a little bit about that game. What do you think? What are your predictions?
Well, I think the Cards won by 15-20. I mean, Augusta's going to come out and play well. Excited, another region appearance for them. Not a great team. I mean, but they're better than most in the region.
But that is a team also that that gave Mason County a run for their money. Only lost by 1 to Mason County. I think it was in Mason. So it's a team that I think if they play their game, they could compete with the Cards. But ultimately, with Bopper and Adam and Charlie, I just think it's too much for Augusta to really handle throughout 4 quarters of play.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a very interesting tournament. If we win that, we play the winner of Campbell County and Deming.
Yeah.
And we played Campbell County this year, beat them pretty good. Do you think the same thing will happen?
More than likely. Deming also, I think Coach Allison came from there, so it's kind of a big thing for him. Either way, Deming, Campbell County, I don't think it'll be a big thing. I think everyone's already kind of looking forward to that region championship game against that top half of the bracket there is pretty loaded with Montgomery County, Mason County, so Pendleton also, who was in the region championship last year against Clark County. That's kind of what everyone's already kind of looking forward to. Hopefully the Cards don't look past any of those games and just take it one game at a time from here on out.
Now a little bit about Lady Cards basketball. Disappointing end in their season. They lost first round of region. Brent, what happened there?
It is a tough loss, 58-43 to Campbell County, up at Campbell County in the first round of region. Not the way the Cards wanted to end the year. 4-4 in their last 8 games. Kind of spiraled down at the very end of the season. Wanted to make it a 4th straight region championship appearance. Just couldn't make it happen.
They lost 2 seniors, Kelsey Peridot and Taylor Rose. Hunter, what is them leaving? How's that going to affect next year?
The Cardinals will still be young next, or the Lady Cards, excuse me, will still be pretty young next year. Anytime you lose senior experience, people who've played and who've had a chance to play behind really good people, like I don't know, Precia Rogers, Jewel a few years ago. Anytime you can play with them, learn from, help the younger kids learn. So it'll be a loss. Hopefully the Cards bounce back next year, and hopefully they can make another run at the region title.
Hopefully. Well, we'll be back in a moment. More of the GRC Sports Show.
And welcome back to the GRC Sports Show. I have with us today Lady Cards basketball coach and boys tennis coach Scott Schroeder. Thanks for joining us today, Coach.
I'm glad to be here.
All right, we know that you have 2 seniors on your team this year, Kelsey and Taylor. What have they really meant for the team this year?
2 very dedicated individuals. I don't think Taylor's ever missed a workout or practice anything. Kelsey's been right there. They were good for us, a lot of leadership this year. And they're great people off the court. We're going to miss them an awful lot.
Oh, I know. So what needs to improve this season, in the off season, for you guys to really improve and get better chemistry on the team?
First of all, we got a great group of girls. They get along. They do a lot of stuff together. We've got to get in the weight room. We have to get stronger. We have to get physically tougher. that really showed in the region. We were playing some, an older team. They had 5 seniors and 7 juniors on the team. We had a total of 2 seniors and 1 junior. So, but we got to get in the weight room and get stronger and tougher.
And we all know that your boys tennis season is coming up, and that's a big part of your schedule.
It is. Getting ready for that now.
Oh yeah.
Getting ready for that now. We've got some experience back. We're still pretty young there outside of Cameron. We're still pretty young there. If we can get our number 2 single player step up a little bit, I think we'll be in good shape. I'm excited about getting out and hitting and getting started with that.
Oh, we know we all are. So what are the expectations for this season, you guys?
Well, it's one of those deals where maybe we're not as old as some of the other teams, but like I said, we have some experience. Our younger guys played a lot of matches last year. You played a lot of matches last year. We've got semifinals from the regional tournament coming back. So, we'll go out and try to get better every day and then get the regional tournament. And we've learned, get the right draw, anything can happen. That's what we're hoping for.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, Coach, for joining us. We'll be right back with more of the GRC Sports Show after this.
Thanks, Dan. I'm always going to do.
And we're back here on the GRC Sports Show. Now we're going to talk UK basketball. Won the regular season SEC title again. What's new? The 28-1 record. They've beaten Ole Miss, Vandy. Hunter, how do you think the season will go tomorrow?
Not a whole lot to talk about, of course. You can't talk about 28-1. The only thing you can talk about is, hey, can we beat Syracuse? That's about the only argument right now when it comes to college basketball. But team starting to come together really well. And I've never seen a UK team start to blend like this. No one cares about being that top guy. But Anthony Davis, I think, is the key guy. He's coming through. Candidate for Player of the Year. There's not a whole lot you can add to that.
Freshman year, Defensive Player of the Year, kind of the accolades.
What do you take of Bobby Knight's comment about UK not being in the top 5 best programs this year?
I don't even look into it. The guy coaching IU, he hates us. The same as Digger and all those guys. They coached against UK rival, or they coached for Notre Dame, Indiana, teams that are rivals with UK. So they're not gonna really give us the credit we deserve. It's kind of expected.
Speaking of the UK Syracuse, Luke, if they played right now, who would win? What do you think and why?
That's a tough. I think UK would win. It would really come down, can Anthony Davis guard Thad Mello? That's the whole thing. What venue, like NCAA tournament?
Yes.
NCAA tournament on a neutral court. We both have really good home court advantages. But UK's played very well on the road. Only 1 loss, just like Syracuse, 1 loss on the road to Notre Dame. So it'd be a close rival.
I think the big thing is, how well can UK play against Syracuse's zone?
Yeah.
Everyone always talks about, the zone's the big thing for Boeheim up at Syracuse. Always has been. 2003 they won the national title with Carmelo Anthony. The zone's always been their defense, and I think Darius Miller, if UK were to play Syracuse today, Darius Miller would be that key guy because he's always the guy who knows how to split the zone and where to be. And that's when the lobs to Jones and Davis start to come in. I really think if Darius Miller plays aggressive against the Syracuse zone, I think it could be a good win for UK.
UK can win either way. Man-to-man, set screens up top with Anthony Davis. We're throwing alley-oops all day. If you want to play zone, we got great perimeter shooters, so either way.
Syracuse's zone, it's looked at sometimes great this year, other times not so good. Louisville game, their zone really wasn't efficient. Louisville scored on it pretty much with ease.
I think a lot of it, teams who have great shooters, Notre Dame is a live and die by the 3 team. Louisville's also, they're pretty good shooting. Kyle Keurig and all those guys, they can shoot the basketball. Russ Smith, Chris Smith, all those guys can shoot the basketball. And anytime Syracuse has struggled this year, it's been when teams can come in and hit the 3. So I don't think that UK's perimeter shooting is as good as those teams. But I think inside-wise, I still think that we could tear them up in that 12 to 15-foot range. And I think that's where Darius Miller really becomes a big factor, along with Deron Lamb.
I think that's the best part of Darius's game when he drives in, breaks down the paint, hits a little hook shot or mid-range jump shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's by far the best part of his game. But UK women's team won their SEC title, regular season title.
Not an outstanding season.
Very good season.
They were undefeated in SEC play for the most part. I think they lost to Tennessee down the stretch.
They've hit a rough patch. Alabama. A lot of road games that kind of fell off. I think Matthew Mitchell will get them turned around. The Lady Cats will be ready to roll, come in March.
They made a deep run in the tournament last year, I think.
Think the same can go for this year?
I think they have a good shot at a Final Four. There's, for as much as, you'd want to hope that the Lady Cats can pull off, can get a national title.
Could they beat a Stanford, a UConn?
Baylor.
I don't think
Brittany
there's
Griner.
no shot with Baylor. Brittany
Yeah.
Griner is just one amazing player, and physically she's just built. Women aren't typically built like that. There's not really a whole lot you can do with it. But I think UConn, Notre Dame, or Baylor, I think those are the three teams that you're probably going to see in that national title game from the women's bracket.
Definitely agree. Well, we'll be back in a moment with NFL Draft Combine and other topics.
And welcome back to the GRC Sports Show. Now we're going to talk a little UK football. A little disappointing back in the fall, looking to regroup. But now we're going to talk a little Combine news. Danny Trevathan and Winston Guy both invited to Indianapolis for the NFL Combine this year. Luke, how'd it go for him?
Well, Winston Guy, so-so day. Dan Trevathan, he had a pretty impressive, what grade did they overall give him?
Better out of the two. Trevathan had a 68.7 expert grade, which is not bad considering he's undersized and he's not a prospect. He's a good player, but pretty good for him. Had put up some good stats. 18 reps on the bench press.
225.
That is a weight of 225, and broad jump at 111 inches, and with a vertical of 31.5 inches. Pretty good athlete.
He was really the anchor for the defense last year. 5 and 7, it's disappointing, but defense really played better than the offense most of the time.
Pretty underrated. Also, on a 5 and 7 team, led the SEC in tackles twice. If you can do that, I definitely think you can play at the next level.
Yeah, and Winston Guy, also a defensive playmaker for UK this year. Only got the rating of 50. A lot of good players, were at the Combine too, so he was up against good competition. Brent, how do you think out of the two, how do you feel that they'll excel in the NFL? How do you think their career will go out?
I think Trevathan, if he finds the right system, can't really play in that 3-4 because when you're an outside linebacker, you're taking more blocks from tight ends and tackles. But if he's in a 4-3 system as an outside linebacker, I could see him succeeding. Winston Guy, just not a good tackler. He can run you down from behind, but not in an open field situation. That's something he's going to have to do a lot if he wants to play in the NFL. I see Trevathan he could have a good career in the NFL. Winston Guy, he's definitely going to have to prove tackle.
Absolutely. And we're going to move on to NASCAR, big thing, Daytona 500. Brent, how'd the race go?
It was a great past week and a half for NASCAR. Not really as planned. First time it's ever been canceled. It went to Monday, and then they had to postpone it again. The race started out pretty wild. Jimmy Johnson wrecked on the second lap, done for the race. Finished 42nd, not the start for 5 times that he probably wanted. Dan Kirkpatrick didn't have that great of a start. Finished, I think, 70 laps down, involved in that wreck in lap 2. But the big thing was the fire that happened when Juan Pablo Montoya hit a jet dryer that was cleaning off the track, slammed into it, steering column broke. There was nothing he could do. Caused a huge fire, delayed the race for 2 hours. It's nothing craziest thing I've ever seen in NASCAR. But Matt Kenseth went on to win the race, second Daytona 500 victory. Dale Jr. still winless, 130 races in a row, and it's just not looking like he's going to be able to get a win anytime soon.
That'll be it for the GRC Sports Show. Have a good day.